Good shot. Oh, Just is on him, but he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. To Ted! Come on. Come on, shoot.
Sorry, guys, I can't. I have to finish some homework.
Oh, we'll just be here a little while.
Sorry, it has to be in the school.
The story continues. The boys have arrived at Mallory Manor. What challenges, what intrigue, what mysteries will beset the future of Justin and Christopher Mallory? Tonight, Chapter 2 of Phantomos. This and more on CINEKYD Television Theater.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's edition of CINEKYD Television Theater. I'm Bob Clark, the Executive Director of CINEKYD Enterprises Incorporated, and I'm so pleased that you could be with us for tonight's program. This evening, we're going to start with the second chapter of Phantomos. Last week, after a 10-year absence, Justin and Christopher Mallory returned to the United States and to parents or family members who they hadn't seen in quite a number of years. As a matter of fact, their parents had been killed in a tragic car crash 10 years earlier, and for some reason, the family members had decided that the boys would be educated in Europe. Well, they've come home, but the welcome is hardly a happy one, as we see tonight on Chapter 2 of Phantomos.
Hey, Christopher, come on, Jess. Come on, look at the ball. I don't think you make the basket anymore. Good shot. Nothing there, nothing there. Nothing.
Thanks.
Hey, put it up. Come on. Good shot. Oh, Just is on him, but he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. To Ted! Come on. Come on, shoot.
Sorry, guys, I can't. I have to finish some homework.
Oh, we'll just be here a little while.
Sorry, it has to be in the school.
Ms. Bronstein, that of all the candidates we've interviewed, you seem most qualified for the position.
Well, thank you very much.
You understand you'll be tutoring both my nephews, Christopher and Justin.
Yes, I do.
In the areas of English and math.
Just to verify, the boys are 16 and 17 years of age.
That's right.
And they're to be tutored individually?
Correct. For a minimum of 3 sessions a week.
I have no problems with that, Mrs. Mallory. I feel, however, that schedule makes for a very heavy workload for a teenager.
Your resume, Ms. Bronstein.
Thank you.
That's true. However, My husband and I feel that the boys' grades are not up to par if they wish to be admitted into an Ivy League college in the future.
I see. Mother, here's Redfield, like you said. Well, I can see that you're busy. I can find my own way out, and I will return on Monday.
That'll be fine. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mrs. Mallory. Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Redfield, I understand you had a slight difficulty complying with my one request to pick up my dresses this afternoon.
Difficulty?
Yes, you found it necessary to pick up the boys at the high school?
Had a basketball game.
Redfield, I understand that you've been working for my husband for a number of years, and previously his brother, but you do realize I'm the one who establishes your work schedule.
Yes, ma'am. Is that all?
It is.
Excuse me.
Mother,
Yes.
why don't you discharge Redfield?
Believe me, I've tried.
Miss Gladwin,
Yes, Audrey?
Mother would like to see you.
Does your mother require my services?
Yes, she does. She's in her dressing room.
Of course.
Theodore,
What?
you're supposed to change.
What do you call this?
Don't talk with your mouth full. Mother would like to see you. Don't you dare!
And the mystery continues. Next week, the third chapter, as we continue with Phantomos. Now for a change of pace. A couple weeks ago, we presented a series that we had developed during the 83-84 broadcast season. Its premise was rather basic. For the boys and girls in our Tyro program, the younger CINEKYDs, we present them with a challenge of taking a piece of music, any music, and coordinating some type of visual activity that coincides with the music. And some of their efforts are rather impressive, as you'll see in just a moment, as we join the kids for Kid Bits. that. Not bad for our kids. Now, a documentary look at CINEKYD. More than a few years ago, we found, much to our surprise, that the members of our viewing audience were as interested in what we produced as how we produced it. As a matter of fact, there seemed to be a growing number of people who wanted to find out how the equipment worked, but more importantly, how it was possible to train a bunch of children and teenagers to work in this type of a communication situation. And so was born a series called Behind the Scenes, where our kids take their cameras behind the cameras and provide you with a chance to see just how it's done here at CINEKYD. So join us now for Behind the Scenes. About Phantomos were published in Paris around the 1800s. What I added to the concept was the fact that there was an American Phantomos, Justin Mallory Sr., but that what the audience sees for the most part are the two sons in the role that their father had established. So it's a combination of the historical character and a little bit of Clark creativity.
My character's name is Richard Laurent. I can tell you my character is related to Matt Leonard, who originally played my character in the original Phantomos, but his character and my character are different. They're mean, and they both pick on Donald Hartley, but he's more open meanness, and I'm more I'm sly.
Phantomos is about crime fighters, similar to a superhero, but these two crime fighters are two kids who were 14 and 15-year-olds, and they wear black suits. Yeah, they have one special power that they obtained when they were very young, and that's the power of telepathy. And they acquired this, excuse me, by being struck by lightning when they were thrown out of a car. They were in a car accident when they were very young, and the parents were killed. And on that rainy night, they were struck by lightning, and they acquired the power of telepathy. The original Phantomos was made in movie format several years ago, about, I guess, 7 or 8 years ago. I don't remember exactly offhand. And this one's going to be done in videotape, but it's essentially the same characters with the two brothers and the cousins. There's going to be a little more relationships in the series. There's going to be more cousins and more relatives and things like that than there were in the movie. But essentially the same basic format of the crime fighter and the two boys and all are, so they're essentially the same.
My character is Christopher Mallory. He's half of the crime fighting team, and he's the more emotional of the two. You know, Justin is the level-headed one, and I'm the one that's quicker to react angrily.
My character's name is Sue Hartley. She's 17 years old. She's got a younger brother named Donald Hartley, who is having a bit of social trouble in school with a kid named Richard Laurent.
My character's name is Richard Laurent, and Richard's a pretty, he's the bully of the academy, really. And there's one certain kid that he picks on, Donald Hartley. Somehow, he has connections somewhere in the crime world somehow. Am I a crime fighter? Hey, I am crime. I'm not a crime fighter, I'm crime.
Phantomos might come to an end. But the Mallorys had just begun.
Our congratulations to the mobile video crew who produced this week's Behind the Scenes. Alrighty, now we're going to take you from the CINEKYD campus to a little log cabin, resting quietly along the shores of a pretty lake under some spreading chestnut trees. At the conclusion of last week's visit with the Flywheel family, a new member arrived. Join us now as we see just what's happening with the Flywheel family.
Sure is a good thing Patsy's here to take care of the house. After all, a repairman should repair things. I shouldn't be stuck making breakfast for the kids. That's her job.
Andrew?
Oh, good morning, Nellie.
You think you could do me a favor?
What's the problem?
Well, I'd like you to talk to Aunt Patsy.
What do you want me to talk to her about?
Well, the way she treats me, like I'm a little kid. Okay, get this. She wants us to go into town and buy me those frilly dresses with big sleeves and frilly socks and Mary Jane.
Yeah. Tell you what. Give it a couple days, and I'll talk to her, and I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Andrew.
Have a good day at school. Oh, good morning, Enrico.
Good morning. Could you possibly do a favor for me?
What's the problem?
Could you talk to Aunt Patsy?
What do you want me to talk to her about?
Well, she's been trying to help me with my homework lately. And I'll admit she's a great whiz at history. But when it comes to current events, she's out of it. And also when it comes to advanced calculus, that's like comparing an abacus to a computer.
Got a real problem there. Give it a couple days, and I'll talk to her. And I'll see what I can do.
Okay, thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Hey, Andrew.
Good morning, Jimbo. Any problems?
No problems.
Good.
Except for just one small problem.
What do you want me to talk to Aunt Patsy about?
How'd you know?
Just a hunch.
See, she's like Hitler.
Jimbo.
No, you see, first of all, you're not allowed to go out and shoot baskets until your homework's all done. And then second, you have to have all your chores done. And third, you have to be in bed by 8 o'clock.
Real tough one. Well, Give it a couple days, and I'll talk to her, and I'll see what I can do.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
Anytime.
See ya.
Hey, Jimbo. Oh, good morning, Bucky.
Good morning, Andrew.
And what do you want me to talk to Aunt Patsy about?
How did you know?
What can I say? I'm incredible. I've been telling you that for years.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, I can see why she's bossing the other kids around, but, I mean, I have to be in by dark. And I can't drive the truck unless she's with me. And my friends can't come pick me up unless they come into the house. I mean, it's really cramping my style.
My heart's bleeding for you, Bucky. Tell you what, give it a couple days, and I'll talk to her, and I'll see what I can do.
All right, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Have a nice day.
Kids, they just don't know how to talk to people.
Morning, Andrew.
Oh, good morning, Patsy.
Are you going to be here long?
Well, I have some work to do. Yeah. Did you want me to do something?
As a matter of fact, I did. I thought we could start by painting the walls in here. And then I saw this lovely bottle of gingham up in the attic, and I needed you to help me bring that down so I can make some curtains for the window. And then I thought we'd move the workbench over to that window so we can see the sun on it. And then we have hang shelves there so I can put my tropical ferns on, because you can't put these lights in the sunlight because they'll die. And then they have to be watered every day.
Patsy, I think we better talk.
Hi, this is Mark Weaver, and this Saturday night, CINEKYD presents Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life. This moving Frank Capra classic has Stewart portraying a man who, on Christmas Eve, gets to see what the world would be like without him.
He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry.
Tickets are by donation of $2. The doors open at 7 o'clock and the show starts at 7:30. Call this number for further information.
You see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away?
That's this Saturday night. It's a Wonderful Life. Don't miss it.
Just like an organ.
I do hope that you will be able to join us this weekend. Family Movie Night is a very special activity. It provides you with a chance in a non-theatrical setting to enjoy some of the finest motion pictures that have ever been made. We designed for the CINEKYD calendar a wide range of titles that appeal to a number of interests. Coming out to the movies gives you a chance not only to enjoy some very fine entertainment, but to actually become involved with the CINEKYD organization, to take a tour of the campus. And if you are a kid between the ages of 7 and 17, if you're the parents of a youngster who falls within that age range, then think very carefully about this unique and very special program. This is a one-of-a-kind operation, and we'd like to have you consider joining, becoming a part of CINEKYD. Until next week then, when we continue with the exciting adventures of Phantomos, when we see just how life is going to change for the Flywheel family now that there's a woman in charge, and when we see what's new at the movies. This is Bob Clark. Good night, and God bless.
I'm lucky enough to have been with CINEKYD since, well, before the very beginning. Bob Clark and a handful of us students and teachers laid the foundation for CINEKYD over 10 years ago. The first track program met in 1974 in the basement of his house. This remarkable new organization quickly outgrew the Clark home. So then, as with every project since, kids and adults worked together to move the organization to here at 129 Sherwood Road. Here we had a little more breathing room, and over the next few years, we expanded our facilities as our enrollments grew, like building a home brick by brick, until, as we always knew we would, we occupied the entire building. All along the way, we knocked down walls, built rooms, paneled, carpeted, painted, did all the work ourselves with minimal outside support. That's part of the good feeling that the staff, kids, and parents feel about this place. It's ours. We've built it ourselves. You can share that feeling too by getting in on the ground floor of a new project, helping CINEKYD to grow enormously in the future, to reach more kids than ever before. You see, when it comes to meeting CINEKYD's overhead expenses, we have two choices. We could raise all our income from tuition fees, but even though our professional staff is entirely volunteer, our costs continue to rise. Rising tuitions would mean that more and more families would be unable to afford us. We'd end up with an elitist and very expensive program, and that's not what we want, so that's why we've stuck to the other route. We keep tuition as low as possible by supplementing that income through outside sources. These diverse sources provide us with a solid financial support, but each of them requires efficient administration. So the only way we can continue to grow is to provide an environment for our financial people in which they can operate efficiently. Right now, CINEKYD's business people and parent volunteers are spread out all over the campus in small areas that they share with the production people. So we're turning this former lawnmower repair shop into a business suite. As always, we're doing the work ourselves, in effect building it brick by brick. The total budget for this project is $10,000. Our staff, kids, and parents will put in $5,000 in the form of manual labor, donated materials, and donated expertise. That leaves $5,000 we'll raise from other sources, and that's where you have a chance to help out. We'll do all the work, and you'll supply the materials when you buy a brick. Your engraved brick in the new lobby will be a permanent reminder of your contribution to CINEKYD's future. Your donation of $25, $50, $75 builds for the future. So your donation to this project will be worth much, much more than its face value, because we're building more than just a facility here. We're building a system that will work to keep tuition low, a system that will allow us to serve more families, to do more of what CINEKYD does so well. We'll always look back at this project and say, this was a turning point. This was the year we began to reach out to more kids than was ever possible before. Those of us who helped to make it happen will always share a special sense of accomplishment. Share that feeling with us. Buy a brick.